Howdy lovelies, how are you all doing? Welcome back to our crafting, where we learn, grow and craft together. In today's session, we are going to look at another random craft session. We're going to upcycle a little box. Now this was some hair products that I bought some time ago, and I have then opened the package now, and I thought, well, this is a lovely little box that I can utilize on my work bench, especially for my glue sticks that's forever falling all over. So I want to upcycle that. I'm going to use some Mod Podge and some Podgeable papers. I found the package just by chance. I was looking for something else and this little package fell out. So I've had these papers for years, so let's make use of it. So without further ado, let's get started. So you can see I have my Podgeable papers, I've got my little box, I've got Mod Podge, I've got a paintbrush, a pair of scissors, I don't know what else I might need, and I've got some water to then just add my paintbrush in before it dries up. So this is the little box. It's not very wide, and you will see that my glue sticks will fit in very nicely. But not just that, I can also put my other glue that I use quite often in there, and one of my distress stains that I use often will also fit in there. So I'm very chuffed with the size of this little box, and I don't want to throw it away, so I will be using that on my desk. So let's see what we can do. Now, it was a special offer. We had shampoo and conditioner. I want to just make this a little bit more sturdy, so I want to put a base in there just to help that, because right now it's not strong. So I just want to add some there before I cover it up. So I will be cutting some cardstock to add to this, and also on the inside. Now I'm not going to cover the inside though. I just want to make sure that cannot come undone and it's a little bit more sturdy. So I'm going to start with that. I'm not really bothered about the color of this, so I just want to see if this is working. That's a scrap piece of paper or cardstock, flimsy, but once we add glue, it should be perfect. That seems great. So I'm going to start with the outside. I'm just seeing if I do have another piece. This might be too short, a little bit too wide, but I'm going to trim it. Let's use this one as a simple guide. So it is more or less that size. However, I want to trim it just a little bit more. So I'm going to just do it this way. So for this, I'm going to add the glue to the cardstock. And remember, I'm just adding this to make sure this little box is a little bit more sturdy, because right now it's very flimsy and not durable at all. There we go, maybe a little bit there. We don't want this to lift up. And I'm just going to dry this a tiny little bit, just blowing on it. And there we have it. It just makes it stick down so much easier. I'm more worried about the inside in the sense that, there we go, and my fingers can fit in there. So just press down on that. Already you can see it's that little bit more sturdy. I just want to make sure that is down. Now you can use a bone folder just to make sure you reach everywhere. I'll just move this again, and we still have a little bit of maneuverability as the glue didn't set yet. So now for the bottom, we're going to do exactly the same. I just want to trim this down more or less there. Let me just grab a pen just there, snip that off. And now I'm not measuring anything. I just want to reinforce this little box. And you will see I'm quite generous with the glue, because once that dries, that will also help to reinforce it. you can go ahead and put Mod Podge on this. I mean, what am I looking for? Gesso. I'm looking at the Mod Podge and I can't get my mind to work. Just pressing down from the top to make sure the little cardstock at the bottom is actually, you can also use your glue stick, the flat side, and just run it over so that it can dry as well. So there we have that. It moved a tiny little bit, but we can just pull it back in where it should be. Now this side is a bit wider, so I'm just going to trim it just that tiny little bit. And there we have that. So it won't be shaving on the paper. At this point, I still don't know what the Podgeable paper looks like. So let's see. Give that a moment to dry while we open this package. Now let's see. I'm going to just snip the top of this just so I can open it up. It's completely sealed. It's not one of those packets that you can reseal afterwards. So let's see. Oh, it actually is. There it is at the bottom. A bit late now for that. Tiny little bit too late for that. So how do we get the paper out of there? Ah, it opens up. Wonderful. So let's see. What do we have here? I am not... Oh, there's Faith, Hope, Love. That's nice. And I like... So this is it. That one. We have this. So it's 2 sheets of each design. It's just a pity it's folded so badly. But I guess this is after years of manhandling. I like this one. I really, really like this one. Honestly like this one. So let's see. We will be adding some lace, I think. I'm going to fold this again. Goes more or less in that manner. And this one. Just so that we can add it back in its package. And there. Whatever's left will go into the scrap bin because there won't be enough for the full project. So there we go. This should be okay now. Is it moving? No, it's fine. Just want to. Now we're going to I just want to see if this is going to. No, it's fine. Don't think you will see it so much. I just want to measure this, and I'm going to cut a strip across. This is about 6 centimeters. Now I'm not going to cover the inside. There's no need for it. It's already wide. So 6 centimeters. I'm just going to grab my box cutter. Really a pity it's got this terrible folds in it, but let's see how it goes. So line this up. I will be a little bit out of frame, but please bear with me. So I'm going to cut down there. Without moving the paper, just slide the ruler down, line it up. And there we have that. If we need more, it's actually really, really beautiful paper. I love that. So let's see how far we come and how much more we need. So this will go around 1, 2, 3, and then we need a tiny little bit there. Not too much, just a tiny little bit. So Mod Podge. You can use glue for this if you don't have Mod Podge. I just have this because I normally do projects like this. Just close that for safety purposes. The Mod Podge to my box. I just want to start a little bit off here instead of on the edge there. Applying more Mod Podge to this surface in front. Make sure you have Mod Podge all over. I'm just putting it to that side, and then we're going to start here. And yes, we will probably need a little bit more. Make sure you add this. And this is why I do it in sections, so that you still have the time to manipulate this. And pull it straight. Again, you can use your little card to get out the wrinkles. Fingernails are the best tools that we have for most of the jobs. Then some here, make sure you add some on that edge. I always try to angle it so that I can see it in the light, and make sure that I had added Podge on there. Just want to go a little bit further so I can bring it around. This corner was a bit damaged. Bring it over. Again, the same thing. Make sure where those creases in the paper were, you just flatten it with your nail so that it's not so in your face. I just smeared Mod Podge over my whole finger. Bend this back. See, that one ends there. Try to just distribute this evenly. Again, just try to get all those creases out. And there's a tiny bit of Mod Podge running down there. Just wipe it up. That's where the corner got a bit of damage, so it's a bit funky that side. And we basically just miss that tiny little bit there. So I'm going to just trim a tiny spot so that we can actually finish that off. So from here, again, 6 centimeters. Just line this up nicely. We don't need much, but I would love to have that whole flower in. And then just trim it that way. It's always risky to cut towards you, but if you cut against the ruler, it should be fine. Just that tiny little bitty there. And this can still be used for whatever project. So, some Podge, not too much now. We want to end that little bitty there. And in that fold, bring that over. And now just see how wide this is. It's not the full one, so up till the end there. And if it's a little bit further, it's not a problem. It will dry. And because I'm adding some lace, it should not be a problem. Now, I normally just scrape the extra bit of Podge off and directly into water. Close that. And then let's just add this one more or less there. And our little box is covered in paper. Again, the little card. That looks a whole lot better. A whole lot better. than the previous one. And in time, it will fit in with the whole room's decor. So now to add lace. For that, we're going to use normal glue. So I will bring out the eyelines again, give this a moment to dry, and then just maybe a piece of ribbon. I don't know yet what. I will see in a minute or so. And let's see. What lace and ribbon will we use? Now, when I work on projects, I have a little bin that I just add all kinds, especially some refurbished. And I was looking for this because I want to add this to a tag I made. I like that. This is quite pretty. Maybe some, oh, this is beautiful as well. And there's quite a bit of that. Let's quickly see. I like that. I think that is where I will stop. Not too much. Just something. I really, really like that. But maybe on the top there. I think so. I think I made up my mind. I will just stop with that. But there's a bit of pink as well. I see some pink. But let's stop there. And I need to keep this little ribbon out because I needed this for another project. I couldn't find it, but obviously not looking in the right place. And then I've got some tulle. And yes, I do iron it when I am adding it to projects. So, move that out of the way. Just going to use some eyelines. And going to add, okay, there's a piece of light grey that obviously fell out of the little box. And I must say, I always have a hard time to decide which side is the right side for lace. So, going to start on this edge. Just need to clean the nozzle for a moment. So just on the outer edge, going to add some glue. And yes, I'm going to do the blow thing in a second. It just makes the glue so much more tackier, and then it glue down real quick without the need to wait too long. You can hear me blowing onto this. And let's grab this. Again, I'm looking for which side. I think this side. Whichever way. Starting on this edge. Just going to add that. Don't stretch it too much because it might just touch this little bit. More glue. Just right there on the edge. And then I have to just cut this off. And I move this one. Lace always takes a little bit longer, and I just want to trim this end off. So let's just make sure of where it needs to be cut. I think there is the place. So, if it's not, toughies. It is what it is. We have to sometimes embrace imperfections. We will be adding bits of glue just in a second. I just want to add a bit of glue on this edge just to make sure it actually stays in place. Now after this, you can go ahead, and if you want to, you can decorate your little box a bit more. Maybe ribbon, lace, some flowers if you have some. It's up to you. You can do whatever floats your boat. After all, crafting is there for enjoyment. And yes, at first you will feel uncomfortable how to do things, but this is why we keep this very simple, and everybody can then, according to their level of comfort, decorate as they please. The more advanced crafter can go bonkers and do what they want to, discard this video as they know what to do. I am focused on the beginner because I hear so frequently from especially friends, where do I start? How do I become crafty? I always say creativity is a way of life. It's not something you do. You live creativity. I know I'm not patronizing. I am just saying that the way that you lay your table, the way that you dress, and that is a perfect example. You cannot tell me that you are not creative when you can put together a beautiful outfit for yourself and get compliments. Then you cannot say you are not crafty. It's a matter of finding something that you are comfortable with. And I think, I'm not talking about artists, those people that are actually painting. Some has got a natural ability to do that. I cannot paint even a stick man. I can color pictures, but I cannot paint. There we go. I think our little box is done. I am satisfied with what it looks like, and this will now have an honorary space on my desk with adding some of my glue sticks. Always have a full one with one that I use, the full one. I'm going to add my Distress Collage Medium Matte in there, my little Distress Stain, which I use to make splotches on my vintage projects. And what else will probably fit in there? We will see. We will find something soon enough that can fill that spot. Thank you for joining me today. Go try an upcycling project for yourself. It can be very easy. You saw this was a little box that would have been thrown into the dustbin, and we now gave it a second life. Something functional for my workspace, and in time you can have beautiful things out of nothing for your craft place. Or you can use it anywhere else, maybe with some nail polish on your dresser, or you can add your lipsticks, if that is what you do, in there. Or I'm just thinking, if it was me for the bathroom, there would be hairbands and those little clips in there, because mine is all over the show in the bathroom. If you want to see more content like this, please give me a thumbs up, hit that little notification bell so that you can be notified every time that I upload new content. And as always, I'll appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel too. See you back soon. Goodbye.